Dave, congratulations, progression through to the second round of the Carabao Cup. And what pleased you most tonight?
Second half performance, much better, much more intent about us. Disappointed with our first half because of what we wanted the players to do. They didn't do that. I just felt that with the team that we picked, although we might want to play in a certain way, I want us to get the ball forward and try and service Woods and Lowy and try and get them opportunities. We didn't do that. It was too placid in the first half round that we played. So delighted with that. Obviously delighted to win. That's the aim. Hence why we picked the team that we did, and an opportunity for some younger players to get some minutes near the end. So tonight was about progressing. We've done that. Hopefully we get rewarded for that with a nice draw.
Let's hope so. And I mean, people will look at the goal scorers, but I'd like just to talk about one of the players who provided 2 assists tonight, Owen Dodgson. 2 assists early in the second half. You can start to see the qualities and the reasons that you were keen to bring him in.
Yeah, you can if he crosses the ball, which is what he's good at. Like I say, my challenge from the first minute of the game was to get as many crosses in as possible. We didn't put a cross in until the 20th minute, and that was our first chance that we had. Woods had a header. If we're going to play with 2 strikers in that manner, hence why we went pretty strong and played with Dodge and with Corey, because their quality is good, then I want them to cross the ball. If I was a striker in that first half, Woods or I'd have been fuming. But whether they're too nice, they said nothing and relied on me to say it at half time. But why wouldn't you cross the ball when they do have that quality? Why wouldn't you cross that ball to 2 strikers that are good goal scorers and find themselves in the middle of the goal? No surprise where the 2 goals have come from. So that was what we want them to do. It took us, I wouldn't say 45 minutes, because we were a little bit better in the last 20 minutes that first half, but it took us too long for that to be the case. Now I get you have to, I suppose, win the battle and win the arm wrestle and try and earn the right. But you've got to go about that in the right way, and I don't think we did that enough in the first half, because especially with the quality that like I say, especially Dodge from that side has shown. I thought a few times, we've got 2 down there, you've got Danny who's got brilliant quality as well, so if they're stopping one, then the other one should be free to be able to deliver. And as I say, if I'm a forward that can finish, I'd have been really looking forward to what was being delivered in the middle of the penalty area. And
you must be delighted as well with Nathan Lowe. It's his first start that you gave him tonight. He's got his goal. Not just that though, I think he had 4 chances in the first half alone. He's getting into some really good positions, isn't he?
He'll always get in good positions. He's not, I mean, you look at his goals from last season, he scored 1 from about 25 yards against Harrogate, and when we spoke to him before he came in, I said that was a bit of a shock to me. He's a finisher, and half the battle with getting the amount of goals that he got last year is getting yourself in good areas and getting what people might call tap-ins, but the goals that forwards are going to have to score if they're going to score 20 plus goals, whichever one is the magic number that people keep talking about. Whether it is or not, you've got to get yourself in the middle of the goal, and a lot of his chances came from just balls being in there and dropping down and snapshots, and that's what he is. Look at what Woods has done over. I mean, again, the challenge at half time was, we wanted to Nathan off the mark. Woods was 2 and 2. I said that he wants to be 3 and 3. So for both them things to happen is obviously great for us. Nathan's still short, but that will do in the world of good.
We've played Crewe tonight, and everyone talks about Crewe and the production line and their young talent. We've seen at average age, I think 21 of their starting 11, but they don't have a monopoly on young talent. I know it turned into a bit of a basketball match at the end, but you were able to blood some of your youngsters as well tonight, and none of them let you down.
No, as much as we played some decent stuff in the second half after we got ourselves into a winning position, my one frustration is the fact that we've conceded a goal at the end of the game. Lads will earn opportunities. They won't just get given opportunities for the sake of it. We were forced. I was forced into a situation last year where I couldn't risk players. But be clear, regardless of what the competition is, I want to win. If that means that we can play some younger players around some senior ones to give them help where required, then great. We were very young at the end and a little bit disjointed, because you got Fevs who was absolutely gassed after 30 minutes. He's been out for a long time, and so it was a little bit disjointed. But what there was some really exciting stuff, some good stuff. What you have to do is produce that on a consistent basis, but also do the other side of the game. It can't just be about that. For many of them, with the games we've been playing in, it does become about just the forward part of it and the in-possession stuff. We still need to be able to do the other stuff, and that will be key to them getting more opportunities on, be clear, on what is a brilliant occasion for them, for the families. There's 5,000 people here. He's playing in a major competition. It's not I'm not going to be disrespectful and say any competition sort of thing, but it's a game that's meaningful, and the games that you want to play in. So you have to, like I say, you have to earn them opportunities. Not just going to be granted to you, but they've done themselves justice tonight.
Well, obviously you played in a final, and we know all about that. But I mean, tonight, the other thing that I thought caught my eye was the goal from Lewis Fiorini. How important do you think that could be for him? Because if there's anyone who's been a little low on confidence since he arrived at Edgeley Park, it's probably Lewis.
It'll be as important as he wants to make it important. We've got a situation at the minute where we're a little bit short on numbers, so there's opportunities there. Yeah. I said to him at half time that the best thing you can do when you get chances to be in the team is make sure you stay in the team. You only do that by performing. We'll only get, I hope is the case, we'll only get stronger over the coming days, weeks, months in terms of bodies that we have back, and then the squad becomes really, really competitive. What you do between now and that point is ultimately going to dictate the chances that you get. So it will be, like I say, what Lewis makes it, what anyone else who came on the pitch makes it. He's got 90 minutes, he scored a goal, which is great. Hopefully it does make a difference, and he can kick on from this point.
And just finally, if there's one person in the building who's probably more annoyed about the goal than anybody, than you, is Ben Hinchliffe. Obviously he would have liked that for his 400th game to get a clean sheet. Wasn't to be, but what an achievement, 400 games for one club. Yeah, amazing. And like I said, I know what these games can be like. So I don't get it. I don't get the mentality of some players around these games, because again, as players, have we become entitled that we think this place should be packed out every single game we play in, and it's a first round of a League Cup and we're playing Crewe and there's only 5,000 here. Wow, get a grip sort of thing. But I said before the game, it's obviously Ben's 400th game. He wants it to be remembered for the right reasons. At half time I remind him of that, and at the end I've said the disappointing thing is it should have been remember with a clean sheet. You've got to keep the ball out. You've got to keep the ball out. You've got to do everything you can, and that's the one disappointment from the second half. But going back to your question around 400 games, yeah, it's an amazing achievement, and I'm sure he'll be keen to keep totting up the numbers. He's as fit as he's ever been. Obviously, he had the injury at the back end of last season. That sort of hampered him a little bit. He's had some niggles and some issues through pre-season, but hopefully that he's over that. And like I said, we're in a very, very fortunate position to have two number one goalkeepers that challenge each other, are really close, and will give us a really, really good chance of achieving what we want this season. And best of all, no injuries ahead of the trip to Orient at the weekend. Might you have one or two back as well? Yeah, hopefully no injuries. Yeah, I would hope we'll have a couple back. We've took, as I say, no chances tonight. I'm not going to name names, but hopefully we'll have more bodies than you saw tonight. I've seen it as an opportunity, like I say, to get some younger players on the bench with the plan of getting them on the pitch. I was hoping that 60 minutes we were able to make them changes. After 45, that didn't look like that was going to be the case. So again, to get more minutes, not that Woods needs minutes, and not that Ollie needs minutes, we've got to be careful. Obviously the back lads, Carl and Ethan, have played another 90, and they've been every minute for us, so we'll get some more reinforcements. Again, tonight was never going to be a night for Joe on the back of 60 minutes after being out for so long, but he'll be fine, and hopefully we'll have some more bodies as well. Brilliant. Through to round two. Good luck in the draw tomorrow. Cheers, Thank you. Cheers. All the best. Mate.